Hello everyone! Today we'll continue cycle of seminars with basic of computer graphics subject and studying AutoCAD software. This lesson will guide by seminar teacher Domina Inessa Anatolievna. Today our topic is Introduce to Coordinate System, Work with Lines and Getting Started to Draw A4 Format. Today's seminar aims is to precise drafting in AutoCAD, specifying exact distances with coordinates, and starting your first drawing. This seminar examines some of the basic functions of the AutoCAD software. You'll get a chance to practice with the drawing editor by building a simple drawing to using later exercises. You'll learn how to give input to AutoCAD, interpret prompts, and get help when you need it. This seminar also covers the use of coordinate systems to give AutoCAD exact measurements for objects. You'll see how to select objects that you've drawn and how to specify base points for moving and copying. While you are drafting, there are two main concerns in your mind: the accuracy of your drawing and how fast you can finish it. People crave to finish their drawings fast, but without weakening the drawing's accuracy. Experts tend to put accuracy ahead of fast production. Accuracy is important in the context of the life cycle of the drawing. If your drawing is accurate, all the other people who will modify it in the future will be able to do their mission without hassle. On the other hand, their lives will be miserable if you finish your drawing fast, but none of the objects are accurate. We will introduce accuracy tools, which will help you speed up the drafting process. Your first task in learning how to draw in AutoCAD software is simply to draw a line. Since AutoCAD is designed as a precision drawing tool, you'll be introduced to methods that allow you to input exact distances. But before you begin drawing, take a moment to familiarize yourself with the features that you'll be using more than any other to create objects with AutoCAD: the Draw and Modify panels. So let's start. First, click the Templates drop-down arrowhead in the dashboard and select ACAD.DWT. Metric users should use the ACAD ISO.DWT template. You could also click the Start Drawing icon, but we ask you to use the ACAD.DWT or ACAD ISO.DWT template to ensure that you're set up with the same defaults as in the next exercise. Second, make sure that you're in the Drafting and Annotation workspace. Click the Workspace switching tool in the status bar and select Drafting and Annotation. Move the arrow cursor to the Line tool in the Home tab's Draw panel at the far upper left portion of the AutoCAD window, and rest it there so that the tool tip appears. As you hold the cursor of the tool, first one tool tip appears and then another. Slowly move the arrow cursor to the right of the other tools in the Home tab's Draw panel and read each tool tip. In most cases, you'll be able to guess what each tool does by looking at its icon. The icon with an arc, for instance, indicates that the tool draws arcs. The one with the ellipse signifies that the tool draws ellipses and so on. If you hover over the tool, you'll see the tooltip name and the keyboard command associated with the tool. Hold the cursor for a bit longer and a cue card appears that gives a brief explanation of how to use the tool. You see several tools in the Home tab's Draw and Modify panel. Once you've selected a tool from the Expanded Draw or Modify panel, the Expanded panel closes. If you want to keep the Expanded panel open, click the push pin icon at the left end of the Expanded panel's title bar. Starting your first drawing. This time you'll begin to draw your own drawing by creating blank list with A4 format. First, though, you must learn how to tell AutoCAD what you want, and even more important, you must understand what AutoCAD wants from you. In this chapter, you'll start to see instructions for both imperial and metric measurements. In general, you'll see the instruction for imperial measurements first, followed by the metric instructions. You won't be dealing with inches or centimeters yet, however. You're just getting to know the AutoCAD system. You'll start by setting the size of the work area, known as the drawing limits. These limits aren't fixed in any way, and you aren't forced to stay within the bounds of the drawing limits, unless the limits command on or off option is turned on. But limits can help to establish a starting area from which you can expand your drawing. You currently have a new blank file, but it's a little difficult to tell the size of your drawing area. Let's set up the work area so that you have a better idea of the space with which you're working. First, enter Limits. Second, at the specified lower left corner or 0, prompt, press Enter. Third, at the specified upper right corner, prompt press Enter to accept the default of 12 on 9. Metric user should enter 40 on 30. Metric users do the following. Open the application menu and choose Drawing Utilities, Units, or Enter Units. In the Units dialog box, select centimeters or millimeters from the Insertion Scale panel's drop-down list and click OK. Understanding the drawing area. The new file shows a drawing area roughly 12 inches wide by 9 inches high. Metric users have a file that shows an area roughly 40 centimeters wide by 30 centimeters high. This is just the area you're given to start with, but you are not limited to it in any way. No visual clues indicate the size of the area. To check the area size for yourself, move the crosshair cursor to the upper right corner of the drawing area and observe the value in the coordinate readout in the lower left corner. The coordinate readout won't show exactly 12 on 9 inches or 40 on 30 centimeters for metric, because the proportion of your drawing area aren't likely to be exactly 12 on 9 or 40 on 30. AutoCAD does try to optimize the display for the drawing area when you choose that all option of the zoom command. Now, you can start to explore the drawing process. To begin a drawing, follow the steps. First, click the Line tool on the Home tab's Draw panel or type L and press Enter key. You've just issued that line command. AutoCAD responds in two ways. First, you see the message, specify first point, in the command prompt, asking you to select the point to begin your line. Also, the cursor changes its appearance. It no longer has a square in the crosshairs. This is a clue telling you to pick a point to start a line. Second, using the line, the left mouse button, select a point on the screen just a little to the left and below the center of the drawing area. After you select the point, AutoCAD changes the prompts to this: specify next point or undo. Now, as you move the mouse around, notice the line with one end fixed on the point you just selected and the other end following the cursor in a rubber banding motion. You also see a message asking you to specify next point or. Third, move the cursor to a location directly to the left or right of the point you clicked, and you'll see a dashed horizontal line appear along with a different message at the cursor. This action also occurs when you point directly up or down. Your cursor seems to jump to a horizontal or vertical position. This feature is called polar tracking. Like a T-square or triangle, it helps restrict your line to an exact horizontal or vertical direction. You can turn polar tracking on or off by clicking the polar tracking tool in the status bar. 4. Continue with the line command. Move the cursor to a point below and to the right of the first point you select and click again. You've just drawn a line segment, and a second rubber banded line appears. 5. If the line you drew isn't the exact length you want, you can back up during the line command and change it. To do this, type U and press Enter key. The line you drew previously rubber bands as if you hadn't selected the second point to fix its length. And finally, right-click and select Enter. This terminates the line command. The Undo and Redo tools in the Quick Access toolbar offer Undo and Redo drop-down list from which you can select the exact command you want to undo or redo. See the sidebar Getting Out of Trouble later in this seminar for more information. You've just drawn and then undrawn a line of an arbitrary length. In step 6 of the previous exercise, you were asked to terminate the line command. If you happen to forget that a command is still active, two on-screen clues can remind you of the status of AutoCAD. If you don't see the words type a command in the command window, a command is still active. Also, the cursor is a plain crosshair without the box at its intersection. Many tools will display a small icons or badge next to the cursor. The badge will be similar to the tool's icon in most cases. A red X appears when hovering over an object while using the Erase tool. A question mark appears when using the Measure ID or List tool. From now on, we'll refer to the crosshair cursor without the small box as the point selection mode of the cursor. In this example, we'll see the differences in between polar and relative coordinates for line command. First of all, when we take in line 2, in command panel, asking to specify first point. So to find first point, as shown in example, we have to input 240, 20 for coordinate x and y. So let us enter 240, and 20. So like this, you can see that line is sticked to first point. So after to find the second point, we have to use Shift plus 2 for underrate sign. So we'll enter 150 for x coordinate and 0 for y coordinate. Y coordinate, sorry. So like this we found second point. To find third point, we have to enter underrate 0,80. Underrate 0,80. Excellent. We found third point. For point number 4, we have to input underrate -60 for x coordinate and -60 for y coordinate. Underrate -60, and -60. Enter. Excellent. 5 point underrate 0 for x coordinate, and 60 for y coordinate. Enter. And here we have to close to call submenu. We can choose close option or press key enter. So like this we constructed a polygon with different specified points. And now, after when we got a point how to work with coordinate system and line tool, we'll try to draw with line tool the blank format A4 with drafting stamp by standard. First of all, we will choose ECAD ISO template, and here we will start from 0 point of coordinate system. So by x coordinate and y coordinate we have to enter 0, 0. So to border moving of our line, we will activate ortho mode. Also we can press F8 function key, and as you can see on example, our line now can move only vertically or horizontally. So A4 format have a sizes with vertical orientation 2 and 10 horizontally and vertically 297 millimeters. Let us check in which units actually we working. So we have to go in utilities and let's see which measurement we took. As you can see, we're working in millimeters. So again we will put 0 coordinate. We'll start from this point and horizontally we have to enter 2 and 10 millimeters. Two and 10 millimeters will go by x coordinate relatively to first point. So I am entering 2 and 10. Horizontally it will go, vertically it will go 297. 297. So again in left side we will apply 2 and 10 and we will close. So like this we bordered A4 format. So to draw as an example inner border, we have to start from, to draw inner frame we have to count from which point we will start. So I'll start from down left point and by x it will take 20 millimeters and by y coordinate it will take 5 millimeters. So next stage we have to direct cursor in some direction. Right now I'll draw line vertically to the top. So here we have to count from 297. We will minus 10 millimeters from each side and totally it will 287. So if to move now horizontally in right side, we have in from total measure 2 and 10 minus 25. It will take 185 millimeters. Now again going down 287 and 185. So like this we draw inner frame.